Hmm. All right. Welcome to another edition of our EXCELerate Skype video interview series on the topic of business failure confessions from the masters. And it is in honor, we are doing these interviews with panelists and speakers and experts who are going to be speaking at and are featured at the EXCELerate 2015 conference in Vancouver on September the 30th to October the 2nd. And I'd like to welcome our latest guest, Kay Douglas, who is the CEO of Douglas Marketing Group in Windsor, Ontario. Yay!
Yay!
And I remember meeting you at the Weeby, the conference, and you were just about to go up to do the pitch, and you actually won the pitch, didn't you?
I did. It was lots of fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
a great event.
Yeah, tell us who you help, what you do.
So we're Douglas Marketing Group, and we're a full-service agency that has an international reach. Being in Windsor, we also have an office in Detroit. It really gives us a nice imprint on having a global perspective. So a lot of our clients that we help, whether it's online marketing, whether it's traditional marketing, we help them position themselves the best they can to speak directly to the communities they serve, but also to have global reach.
Wonderful. So, what was your biggest business mistake that you learned from? Okay.
Well, first of all, I don't see anything in business as really being a mistake. Like I see things happen, and they happen every day, where you have to relook at what you're doing and think of a better way to do it. I think the biggest thing that would be a mistake would be to do the same kind of error twice.
Okay.
So when I'm looking at some of the things that I would do different today than I would have done another day or earlier in my career, I think one of the biggest misconceptions I had from early on was that I needed to be more than I was. That as a woman-owned business, I didn't always have the confidence that I could reach as far as I could when I started out. So I didn't reach as high. So I was very successful in the things I did, but I didn't have the confidence to reach out further and to go for that bigger picture. So I think at about a 10-year mark, we've been in business 25. At about a 10-year mark, I started thinking differently and not looking at the limits, which pushed me out to Michigan and Detroit and developing all kinds of relationships and collaboration. So I guess the biggest mistake, but I don't see it as a mistake, I see it as a lesson, was that I had to learn that we have within ourselves and within our collective resources enough strength to be and reach out as far as we choose to do. And that as long as we've developed great partnerships and relationships along the way, we have the capacity to do that.
So what advice would you give women in that situation who cannot dare to play bigger? And what a theme. You know, I've been doing these interviews with a couple of you guys, and that's been a theme. So what is your advice?
Okay. So, well, for me, I started as a business as a single parent. So I had 2 young boys, I owned a business, and most of my family had died. So I was really I was really on my own doing a lot of the stuff that I was doing. So for me, what I did was I learned early that the more relationships I had with community and with business leaders, the more reference I could have or resources for seeing things differently or gaining from a better perspective. So what I did do was I developed, I sought out people that I thought were really smart and had built their businesses ethically and had got success by how I define success, which was being the top of their class, but doing it ethically and having a real footprint in affecting change for community. So one of the things I would suggest people do is to set up look for a mentor, seek mentors. So I did have a lot of that through my life, and through the different, because it's been a long time being in business, there's also been a couple recessions we've lived through, and in service-based industry, that's really difficult. So another thing I did to expand my network was that I set up an advisory board. They aren't a voting advisory board, but through my years, I had looked for these special people that I thought did business well, and I would ask them, you know, can you give me insight? Can you help me? And 10 times out of 10, they became a part of my network that supported the growth of my business. So after getting through the recession, the last one, I formalized that advisory board, and I meet with them quarterly. So what I do is I put on a beautiful dinner, and what's interesting is they've started to network with each other, and they've heard about each other from me for so long that now they've got to meet each other. So I do quarterly, I do a very beautiful dinner at the Detroit Athletic Club. And I present on the table what our successes are and what our challenges have been. And I use that collective knowledge to give me insight, direction, or suggestions. And that format they actually came up with. They said, Kay, I don't know anyone else who could bring this many people together around a table with diverse backgrounds and all leaders. And they said, why wouldn't you use that brain thrust to be able to put some of your immediate opportunities or challenges on the table and see what happens when we all get in a room. So that was probably one of the smartest things I did, but it was based on the fact that a challenge, again, feeling like I'm 100% business, I own 100% of the business, and I didn't have family or a partner to bounce things off of, that from that kind of disadvantage, I ended up with this wonderful advantage that gives me insight nonstop. That group of people also helped keep me abreast of different industries. So I have healthcare, automotive, financial, a whole mix, education in that group of people. So they've been able to keep our company relevant to what the key concerns around marketing are for those industries. So it helped really influence how I positioned a lot of the things I did, how we built our online team, how we approached investment or financing for the company. And you can do that with a lot more confidence if you know you got 14 other really strong leaders who have your back.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. It's wonderful. I usually have to pay for that, but it's amazing that you've been able to amass that amount of senior level access on a regular basis to, guide your business decisions. That sounds wonderful.
And I have Leslie from the mentoring group from WBE that's been an amazing, wonderful advisor with respect to, she's a businesswoman who is really doing amazing global business, but in the same token is strong and growing, and it lets me look at another perspective of what business can be if we think of ourselves to the strength that we are. And as I'm a fairly new member of WBE, so that group excites me because all of us can help each other grow like that, and all of us could be using some of that collective knowledge to work together to go to the top with each other.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us what you'll be talking about or what you'll be doing at the conference.
So the conference, I'm going out a couple days early, and I've set up a couple meetings just to connect with some of the other members. I'm doing some work with Renee from Vivo, and I'm going to be able to have a face-on and meet her team out in Vancouver. And I set up a couple new business meetings for a couple days prior to going, and I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm also going to be on one of the panels about international business. I'm very very blessed in that I just won a top 10 women doing business in Michigan award. Yes, thanks, in the international category. So it's been a wonderful experience. And someone might look at a place like Windsor and see that as a disadvantage, whereas I always looked at it as a great advantage of being sitting on a border city like we are and the potential that has for us.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, first of all, I don't think age matters, and I don't think location matters anymore in the world of business. So, you know, for sure, I've switched my entire market to the U.S. overnight, and now that's all I do. So I totally understand what you're saying. So any last words of wisdom you'd like to share?
I guess with the WBE, we're at this conference together. I guess the thing would be is to look for other people who shine in a way that you don't, and that you know that you can give each other something, because we're going to be meeting people at the conference. We're going to be sharing stories, and if I think of all the women that are going to be there, and if we put all of our resources around a table to celebrate our opportunities or our successes, and to put together that resource to find solutions to some of our challenges, there's nothing we couldn't accomplish together. So for me, that's what I'm going to be looking for there, is ways that I can link with other women, that we can connect on a different level and find ways to help each other grow our businesses.
Very nice, very nice. Where could we reach you, Kay, other than at the conference?
I'm at Douglas Marketing Group, and you can find me on our website at www.experiencedmg.com, or just give me a call anytime. And I'm on the directory for the WBE.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you again in Vancouver.
Yeah, me too. Take care.
All the best. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.